Imagine an island paradise, a land of stunning beauty and rich history. But beneath the surface, decades of simmering ethnic tensions erupted into one of the most brutal civil conflicts in recent history. This is the rise of the LTTE, widely known as the Tamil Tigers. The Tamil Tigers were the main Tamil separatist group in Sri Lanka, fighting from 1976 until 2009. But they weren't always the dominant group. At the start of the Sri Lankan Civil War, they were just one of more than a dozen Tamil militant groups fighting for power in northern Sri Lanka. So how did the Tamil Tigers rise to the top? To understand this, we need to take a quick look at Sri Lanka's history for some context. After gaining independence from British rule in 1948, the nation formerly known as Ceylon saw a rise in Sinhalese nationalism. Policies were enacted that discriminated against minority Tamil population, particularly the Ceylon Citizenship Act, which rendered approximately 700,000 Indian Tamils stateless. Later, Sinhalese was recognized as the sole official language of Sri Lanka, exacerbating ethnic tensions. This marginalization led to violent persecution, including anti-Tamil coordinated massacres in 1956, 1958, 1977, 1981, and the infamous Black July of 1983. These state-sponsored acts of violence and the burning of cultural institutions like the Jaffna Public Library in 1981 fueled a growing sense of grievance and the desire for self-determination amongst Tamils. These events sparked various Tamil militant groups to emerge in the 1970s. Initially, the LTTE was just one among many, including groups like Tilo, Plot, Eros, and many others. However, the LTTE, under the charismatic and ruthless leadership of Vallupillai Prabhakaran, quickly began distinguishing itself. They advocated for an independent Tamil state, Tamil Eelam, in the north and east of the island, and unlike some others, they were unwavering in their commitment to achieving it through armed struggle. The single most pivotal event that propelled the LTTE to prominence and garnered widespread, albeit complex, Tamil support was the Black July massacre of 1983. Following an LTT ambush that killed 13 soldiers, government-instigated anti-Tamil riots erupted across the country. Thousands of Tamils were killed, tens of thousands displaced, and their properties destroyed. This horrific event confirmed for many Tamils that the Sri Lankan state was inherently hostile and unwilling to protect them. The moderate political Tamil leadership lost its credibility, leaving a void that the militant groups, especially the LTTE, were eager to fill. As a result, the LTTE capitalized on this trauma. They successfully portrayed themselves as the legitimate protectors of the Tamil people, a perception crucial for their consolidation of power. As one scholar explained, the military capacity and heroism of guerrillas against what the people perceived as the enemy, rather than any specific political cause, was crucial in gaining support. While the events of Black July provided fertile ground for all Tamil militant groups, it was the LTTE that truly soared, eclipsing its rivals to become the premier force. Though this wasn't merely a matter of opportunity, it was a testament to the LTTE's superior organizational structure, recruitment strategies, and brutal effectiveness in eliminating competition. Professor Paul Stanilan in Networks of Rebellion highlights how the initial organization of an insurgent group is shaped by the pre-war political networks of its leaders, influencing their cohesion. The LTTE, from its inception, demonstrated a unique ability to forge strong internal structures and maintain discipline, allowing it to act as a unified, formidable force. One crucial element that further cemented the LTTE's distinct advantage was the cult of personality built around Vallupillai Prabhakaran. He was meticulously portrayed as an unwavering and indispensable leader of the Tamil struggle, a central figure embodying the very will and destiny of the Tamil people. This centralized and almost messianic leadership became a powerful source of cohesion and motivation for the members, fostering an unparalleled sense of loyalty and shared purpose. Discipline, indeed, flowed directly from this devotion, combined with a willingness to employ extreme tactics, including the pioneering of suicide bombing as a military tool, Prabhakaran's mystique gave the LTTE a profound psychological edge in recruiting and intimidating opponents. Their reputation for ferocity and an unwavering commitment, even to self-sacrifice, attracted dedicated recruits and intimidated opponents, allowing for significant growth and expansion among those who sought a truly effective and powerful vehicle for Tamil self-determination. Unlike other groups that swelled their ranks with less scrutiny, the Tigers focused on dedication and ideological commitment. They cultivated a highly disciplined force, often demanding absolute loyalty and adherence to Prabhakaran's vision. This translated into a smaller, more effective fighting unit compared to the oversized, often fragmented, and less coordinated groups like TILO, the Tamil Eelam Liberation Organization, or PLOT, the People's Liberation Organization of Tamil Eelam. One example of this can be seen in 1987, where a U.S. State Department cable noted that the Tigers run a sophisticated radio communication network between the regional commands and Jaffna, a system which many claim is the primary reason for the LTTE's centralized coordination, discipline, and effectiveness. In contrast, TILO members reportedly had no idea what was happening and lacked basic communication tools like walkie-talkies. This superior communication and command structure was crucial for the Tigers' operational successes. While other groups were seen as nothing more than bands of criminals, stealing and extorting from the people they represented, the Tigers had codes of conduct that were strictly enforced, yielding a highly professional militant organization that would often act in place of state security forces to uphold order. Tigers won the hearts and minds of the people by working with the population to retrieve stolen goods, mediate disagreements between members of the community, and try to bring about a sense of security in controlled areas. The effect was that the populace supported the Tigers over other groups, seeing them as the only militant organization practicing what they preached. The LTTE also worked hard on their appearance. When they spoke to citizens, talked to journalists, and wrote communiques, they always referred to themselves and asked that others refer to them by their official name, the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam, and not their nickname of the Tamil Tigers. Although this may seem like something simple, it reinforces the perception that people are dealing with a professional organization, not to be confused with the other ragtag groups of undisciplined looters and hooligans. Another critical factor in the LTTE's rise was their ruthless suppression of internal dissent and the elimination of rival groups. While other Tamil militant organizations were plagued by internal factions, infighting, and ideological splits, the LTTE systematically targeted and neutralized its competitors at their weakest moment. A prime example of this is the LTTE's crackdown on TILO in April of 1986. The Tigers launched a massive offensive against TILO, killing hundreds of its members, including its leader, Sri Sabaratnam. This decisive action effectively crippled TILO and sent a clear message to other groups: defy the Tigers and face the same fate. Similar actions were taken against other groups, eventually leaving the LTTE as the sole, dominant, and most feared Tamil militant entity. This strategy, though brutal, ensured their organizational cohesion and prevented the fractures that weakened other movements. To become the premier Tamil fighting force, the Tigers not only had to destroy their competition, but also win over the hearts and minds of the people. And given their violent tendencies, the relationship between the LTTE and Tamil civilians was multifaceted, contextual, and complex. A recent study by Professor Mir found that civilian support for the LTTE was not uniform. In fact, it varied significantly based on who was in power in various places and the people's direct experience with violence. In government-controlled areas, Tamil support was often based on a sense of political representation. One respondent in the study who lived in a government-controlled area expressed a deep distrust of the Sinhalese government and continued to support the LTTE politically and through concrete actions. Some interviewees even expressed a feeling of responsibility and guilt for living relatively normal lives while LTTE militants were sacrificing themselves. This led many among them to contribute financially to the group. However, in militarily contested zones, support was often a grim mix of personal affection and fear. Many respondents in these areas had at least one close relative in the LTTE, creating an inescapable social bond that often trumped critical views. Now, despite being against killing and child conscription, individuals felt compelled to support their kids in the LTTE, even while fearing violence from all warring parties. In areas directly controlled by the LTTE, support would often come from the perception of effective services, security, and order. The LTTE's ability to provide a functioning administration, including courts and police, offered a sense of normalcy amongst chaos. Yet this often came with the chilling specter of forced recruitment. Many parents lived in constant fear that their children, especially those in the horrifically young recruitment ages of around 11 years old, would be taken by the Tigers. One interviewee recounted how the LTTE recruiters would come to schools and parents would rush to go pick up their children to prevent them from being taken away immediately if they agreed to join. The rise of the Tamil Tigers is a complex narrative rooted in decades of ethnic discrimination and escalating violence. From being one of many militant groups, the LTTE, through a combination of strategic leadership, formidable organizational cohesion, strict discipline, and a calculated blend of coercion and perceived representation, ascended to become the dominant force in the Tamil struggle. While their ultimate defeat in 2009 marked a definitive end to their armed struggle, understanding the factors that led to their rise is crucial. It reminds us of the profound impact of unresolved ethnic grievances, the chilling effectiveness of a disciplined insurgent organization, and the complex choices faced by civilians caught in the crossfire. The story of the Tamil Tigers remains a powerful, if tragic, case study in the dynamics of rebellion and the human cost of conflict. Hey folks, I'd just like to thank all of you for watching this video all the way to the end. Just like my last video, I'll add reference material in the description, and my next video should come out in about 3 weeks on Al-Shabaab's Security Intelligence Service, otherwise known as the Amniyat. If you've enjoyed this video and want to learn more about related topics, feel free to subscribe. Other than that, stay curious, folks. Bye-bye.